Hey guys, it's here, the new Close to My Heart 2022-23 core catalog. So much goodness in here. Before we dive in, I just want to mention that the current core catalog does go through the end of August, and this one launches August 1st. You're like, what? What's happening? There was some restructuring of the catalog cycle, so for this particular year, there is a 1-month overlap. So you have till the end of August to get everything off your wish list from this particular book, but this one is live August 1st. So let me set this aside, and we'll dive in and see what Close to My Heart has in store for us. Also, I do get asked quite a bit how to get a catalog. Close to My Heart gives them out for free with your order, which is awesome because it's full of tips and techniques, and it's really like an idea book. So I really like having this in my hand. You can see it online, and I will leave a link for that in the description box below once the catalog is live. So when we open up here, we have just a little bit about being a maker and, the benefits of that, and then also the VIP program. So if you have questions about that, definitely drop me a comment. If you're interested in joining my team or the VIP program, just let me know. Now this is something new. This is really cool. They have a scrapbooking starter bundle. There's 2 different bundles. So number 1 and number 2, you get this 12 by 12 album. You get a stamping block. There's a tape runner, a journaling pen, and then you can, depending on which one you pick, you can get this stamp set or an alphabet stamp. And both of these can be used for so many different things. But if you're not familiar, these are the cut above kits. So it's super simple, great for starting out if you don't have a lot of tools, or if you're new to scrapbooking. These are great, or if you just like the layouts. I do, and they come together so quick and easy. So check those out. Those are pretty fun, new little addition they have there. They also have a card making starter bundle, so they haven't forgot card makers as well. And then there's the tape runner. You still get an acrylic block. There's a little ink, black stamping. Wow, stamp pad. That's the word I'm looking for. A stamp Shammy, which is great for scrapbooking too. That just is to clean your stamps. And then, a sentiment stamp, and then all the, kit to make these cards. Super fun. And then the Craft with Heart card making subscription and Craft with Heart scrapbooking subscription. So very much like the starter bundles, the card and scrapbooking subscriptions are kits that you just put together. You basically just add your photos, or with the cards, you just assemble them, stamp your sentiment, and they're ready to go. So really, really awesome. Love these. Let's turn the page and check out our how-to programs. Now these are the Make It From Your Heart and Love of Color books. So they come, let me show you these. I have the books myself. So they don't come with the album, but you just get one of these 6x8 everyday life albums to store them in, and they come pre-punched, and they're these really nice heavy-duty cards that have like a cleanable surface. So they are really good quality, and they're going to last a long time. So the Love of Color books, let me just give you an example. They have artwork that is very inspiring. Like, look at this layout. I love it. And cards as well. But they give you a color palette. So if, sometimes we don't know what goes together. And this gives you suggestions. Here they have Lagoon, Nectarine, and Canary. And you can see how beautiful those colors look together. Here's another suggestion. Lagoon, Sapphire, Ballerina, Smoothie, and Candy Apple. So even if you don't have all those colors, you could look at your own stash and see what is close and still work with those colors. So lots of ideas, and they put artwork tips all throughout the book as well. So that's the Love of Color. Now, same thing with the Make It From Your Heart books. So I have a couple. I have volume 3 and 5 in here. And here's an example. They have layouts. Now this is the same layout, the same pattern that they are showing you in 2 different styles. So here they have clouds for embellishing, and here they have snowflakes and trees, but the exact same pattern. And what's really cool about these is they give you the cutting diagram. They literally, it's like cookbooking your scrapbooking layouts, right? Cookbook scrapbooking. And this is fail proof. So if you're stuck and you want to use this as a jumping off point, or again, if you have a hard time coming up with layout ideas, or you're new to scrapbooking, this is a great reference to have on hand. So really, really handy. So then we have just more of the different volumes of Make It From Your Heart. And you can see another layout example there that they have used this pattern to create. So super easy. Then we get into our paper suites. You guys, there's a lot of really cool paper in this particular core catalog. This first one is called Celebrating You. I'm very excited about the colors. Lagoon and Sapphire, Glacier, Honey Butter, Linen Pewter, and French Vanilla. Look at how pretty those are together. So I do have this. Let me bring it out and show it to you really quick. So this is a big paper pack. There are more pattern papers in this sheet than you see in the seasonal catalogs. Let me bring all of this gorgeous paper in for you. I absolutely love this pattern paper set. So I've got them already all flipped over because they're double-sided. So I'm going to show you each side together. But look at that. I love this sapphire with the lagoon. I think that is just such a pretty color combo. And then the honey butter and the shortbread. Gorgeous. So I can see pictures. This is going to work really well for my boys. And then this one's definitely birthday themed, but you know, happy memories. I mean, you could cut that out and you have fun. Lots of different things you can use even if you didn't want to do a birthday. Of course, it's perfect for birthdays, but I always like to look for alternative uses as well, just to get more from my stash. So then we have this stripe and then a plaid on the opposite side. And then this one is that honey butter color, and it has presents and little flowers, just tiny little foliage. This is a great smaller pattern for cards too. And then more text paper that has like hip hip hooray, best birthday ever, eat cake, happy birthday, have fun, celebrate, surprise, celebrating you, may good luck go with you, and happiness too. That's kind of fun. Then we have this one here, kind of looks like it reminds me of those balloons filled with glitter, blown up and the glitter's all stuck to the inside of the balloon. I know, random, but that's what jumped into my mind. So sapphire with the different color little dots there. And then this side is lagoon with the sapphire grid, just a teeny tiny little grid on the background there. More presents and cupcakes, and the opposite side is this one. That I love this just kind of watercolor wash. I can see that being like an outdoor adventure layout too. Just, I don't know, just looks like it's fading away. Almost looks like mountains in the background there. Can you guys see it? I see it. Then we have this pattern paper, little just kind of neutral pattern with a little burst on the background, and then the opposite side is balloons. And again, I like that they made that small enough it'll work for cards as well as a layout. We can't forget the sticker sheet. You can see it has that silver foiling detail on there, making this extra gorgeous. But your special day, happy birthday, let the fun begin, celebrating you. So these, again, you obviously that's happy birthday, but your special day, celebrating you, those could be really neutral. Make a wish and may the adventure continue. That makes me think of retirement almost, you know, celebrating you, may the adventure continue. Something like that. Lots of ideas. Super cute. Now there's also, of course, all the coordinating cardstock, and then we have celebrating you embellishments. And these are neat because they layer. So you get the acrylic pieces, and then you get all of these layering pieces. So we have honey butter, and there's silver, like glitter silver paper, and then the sapphire. And you can see here, let's see, let me give you an example. Oh, here's a good one. So if you pop these out, and then these are fun because you can use the outer piece and the inner piece as well. So you would want to save these. It says sweet memories. And then, like I said, you could use the inside for one project, but they have the outside piece layered over an acrylic piece, which I'll show you in just a minute. Let me get these popped out off camera so you don't have to watch me doing that. Okay, so I got all those popped out, and I put the inside pieces in this little bag. These I get on Amazon, and they're just 2x2 little zip top bags that I use for my ink foams, but they are good to keep little things like this together, and so they're not thrown in with a big, you know, I'm less likely to lose them that way. So here's this acrylic, white acrylic cake here, and their acrylic is thin, so you get that look without all the bulk, and then this is made to go right over the top. How cute is that? I love it. I love dimension and layered elements on my layout, so super excited about these. I popped out another one to show you too. So here we have, this is kind of like paperboard, and then they have the word surprise, and it fits right over the top in that blue, sapphire blue glitter paper. I don't know if you can see the glitter, but it's all sparkly. Love it. So that is it for celebrating you, and then we get into Flower Shop. Before I show you the paper pack, let's just take a minute to appreciate how cute that layout is. I really like the circles and the title, Happy Together. I mean, it's just really fun and vibrant color palette here and patterns. I love it. So lots of good stuff here. I'll show you these in just a moment, but let me bring in the paper pack. Aren't these fun? So again, I've already got them flipped over. So you're looking at the first set. You know, if one side doesn't appeal to you, you've got the other side. Or if you want, you know, a double page layout, you have at least two of each design. So that is always nice. But love these florals and polka dots and stripes. I mean, these are just great patterns to mix and match together. Look at this one. I really like that. It reminds me of like my dahlias or mums out in the garden. And then this is the opposite side of that one. And then these smaller, more neutral patterns are great to mix in with some of the more busy patterns. So I really like how they have planned that out. There's a lot of different directions you can go with this Flower Shop paper pack. Little cone flowers, those are pretty. And this one I really like roses or peonies, dahlias, just all sorts of pretty flowers. I love to garden, and I love growing flowers and having like a little cutting garden and just bringing in and making, you know, flowers into the house and enjoying them inside. And then of course we have the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So word stickers, titles, little like 12-inch borders, and then we've got some banner pieces, little journaling spots, lots of different things for layering. So I really like that. And just like the last collection, they have embellishments to coordinate, and these are neat because they look like you know, they're faux wood grain. They're not wood, but you get all the look of wood, and you just pop those out. So they're on like, looks like little 6x6 sheets, and then you just, this one says in bloom, so those pop right out of there. I like that they come this way too because it's easy to store them. So you, again, you can save the inside piece of this one. It says in. I'm sure I'll find some use for that. So we have in bloom, and then there's, you know, the wood grain, and then we have this, look at this word. It's beautiful, just like the word says. Super pretty. I don't know why I'm popping all these out. I think I'm just super excited about them. I like to just rifle through my new stuff and just look at it, hold it, touch it, take it all in, and then come up with a plan. Do you guys do that too? But isn't that word pretty? The little eyes in there too. I just don't want to take that out yet. And then there's acrylic pieces for this one as well. So you can see them there. They've got the pink color and then the white color in these gorgeous acrylic pieces. So these are fun. Like I said earlier, they're great for adding texture to your layout. There's some title pieces in here. Best Day. I like that. I mean, and that can go for so many different things. And then it looks like they have different title in the pink. It says You and Me, and then there's the flower in both colors. So I won't get them all out. I just want to give you guys a little sample of what that looks like. There's also the coordinating cardstock, and that just makes it super easy to have, you know, the right colors to coordinate with the pattern papers. So now this I'm excited about. It's called the 4 Seasons. So as you can imagine, there's probably a collection for all 4 seasons, right? Yes, you are exactly right. So they're spring, summer, fall, and winter. And they give you some layout ideas and artwork. I love these cards. I'm a sucker for fall. I just really enjoy that season. And I have these paper packs too, but for the sake of time in this video, I'm not going to get every single one of them out because I want you guys to stick around to the end and see all the fun goodies that we have for you. So this would be the spring. You can see very kind of softer pastel colors, and then summer gets a little bit more bold and vivid. And what's neat about the sticker sheets is they're very similar. So you will have the same elements. You're going to have tags and the same little banner, border strips. You're going to have the same elements, only it's, you know, appropriate for that particular season. Oh, did I pass fall and winter? Okay, I just can't help myself. I got to show you the fall paper Isn't that gorgeous? The leaves and the wood grains, and then these little leaves on the background, the plaids, and I just love it. So let me show you how that sticker sheet is. So you can see we have border strips. They've got some little dovetailed banners, some longer ones, some shorter ones, and a little reef. And then here's like a title, Autumn is Proof that Change is Beautiful. And you can see they have these like scalloped banner pieces or half circles mixed in with the little triangles, and then some word stickers, and then these kind of like file label holder looking stickers here. So each sticker sheet for each season is going to be very similar layout, but like I said, appropriate for that season. But yeah, I just had to show you this one. The winter's very pretty too. I love it when they mix in the glacier color with the winter. It just has such a soft, icy, wintry feel. It's really a beautiful color. So then we get into the stamps and thin cuts. So you have like a little kind of overview, and these are so cute. These are fun, like they have some card ideas, but great embellishment clusters to just create. Look, here's a little shaker that you can make a card or put that on a scrapbook layout. But if you stop and just take in all the details, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. You can see they've inked up the background and then stamped the sentiment over the top of that, and then just layered, lots of layering going on. So lots of good ideas here and things to try. So I'm very, very excited about this, and I think everybody is going to be excited about this. It's called the Seasonal Haul, and there's this really cute little truck. So I got the one with the coordinating thin cuts. Everything shaded in this kind of glacier color has a coordinating thin cut option, and you can see why they call this Seasonal Haul. So we've got, you know, depending on what look you're going for, let's look at these little cards here. They've got pumpkins for fall, balloons that they have for spring, or that'd be fun for birthday or Valentine's Day. Summer, we have fireworks, and then winter, there's the tree. And look, you can even put the little wood rail on the side of the wood racks on the side of the truck. So you can really customize it. And there's even more. Can you see the little hay bales? And there's presents that could be birthday or Christmas. You could put these little vases. It's like a milk jug full of flowers in the back. Special delivery. You could make it kind of like a baby card with something like that. But there's a sign, and then you can stamp the sign. It says, just married, happy day, hello, happy holidays, be mine and celebrate. So I love stretching my products, and that's why this one is so neat, because you can use this, well, you can see all the different applications that you can, you know, use this for with all the different seasons. Now, they do have these kind of title stamps that go along with them. So those are separate. So you could just collect one each season if you wanted to. And you can see how they layered them. And I think that's such a pretty look. They stamped the word summer in candy apple red, and then vibes over the top of it in black. And then same thing with the spring greetings. They've layered them for each card. And I like that look. But you don't have to layer it, you know, because the stamp is actually separate. So really, really fun stamp set. The stamps on the next page are still in that whole 4 seasons theme, and you can see we've got some flowers and then different types of flowers. So this is probably going to be more like your spring, summer, fall, and winter. And I love this one, crisp air, warm hearts. And then I'm a sucker for leaves and like these little sprigs of pine boughs. You can see how they've used them here on these super cute layouts, and incorporated the papers to go along with that season as well. I like how they made that border with all the Christmas foliage, or the winter foliage, I should say. But lots of good ideas on this one. I've highlighted all the ones I've got so far. So if you're wondering why those are highlighted, it's not a wish list. That's how I keep track. And then I go enter them into my Evernote app, and that helps me stay organized. This one's called Floral Blooms. We have the garden border stamp. So you can see they've done a border up here on this card with this stamp. And then this one I love. They've given us card options, but look what they've done on this scrapbook layout. They stamped all the way around. You know, they chose their color palette here, which they have provided for you. So if you want to recreate this look, that takes a lot of the guesswork out. And I love that. Do you see how they've just stamped around, and then some are outlines and some are colored in? and I really like the contrast that that provides. Lots of good stuff happening in this catalog. It's hard to not go crazy. This one is bigger, faster, stronger. So you can see they have created a sports themed layout, which I love. They've taken this burst and stamped that on the background. Do you see that there? And then added the trophies, lots of stamping on this layout, which I love. And you can see they made a little border below the, at the bottom there with the stamp sets there, and I love that. So they just hashtag do your best, alternating the colors to create that border. And then you can get this with or without thin cuts, but I think this is going to be great for, it's kind of sports neutral, right? I mean, so many different things you can use that for. I will definitely be getting this one because it's going to work really well for my boys. Music fans out there, this one's called Musical Expressions Stamp and Thin Cuts, and I love this little wave and the notes, but lots of good things going on here. My boys played harmonica. There's not a harmonica on here, but that's okay. The rest of this will work. But they also play guitar and the ukulele, so that's a fun one there. But I like the variety that you have on that stamp set. This one's beautiful. Dancing Ballerina Stamp and Thin Cuts. All of you out there with ballerina fans or dancers in the family, this is probably going to be a must-have for you. We have New Kid on the Block stamp, cute little onesie. And what's fun about this is you can customize the onesie. So all these little stamps here, little man, little girl, mamas, daddies, grandma. So you could put mama's little man or daddy's little man, and mix these up onto the onesie. So that's really neat how they do that. Worth the wait, New Kid on the Block, very fun. And then we have Honk for the Newlyweds. So we have a little Volkswagen Bug car here for just married, and I think that's cute. And you can kind of, have the different We Do, Mr. and Mrs., Honk for the Newlyweds. Just very, very cute stamp set there. Now this is something fun. I'm excited to play with these. So I got these thin cuts. They actually came, Close to My Heart does like a convention bundle. If you sign up for convention, like the big catalog launch, which is so fun, this came in the bundle. So I have it and I'm excited to play with it. But you can see they've done a lot of different shapes here. I think there's going to be a lot of creative ideas coming out of these particular thin cuts. There's squares and circles as well. And they have the different patterns. So you can see in the artwork here how they've done those circles. They have a half and then 2/4 just to add in different colors and patterns. And then you guys know me, we have background element stamp set. I cannot resist my background and texture stamps. So perfectly imperfect patterns is always going to be near and dear to my heart, but this is different. There's different textures on here. So I think there's going to be room for both of these in my life, and I'm pretty happy about that. These are very pretty. This is Flourish Layer Stamp Set. So what's fun about these layered stamps is that you can switch up the colors to really add a lot of depth and detail to your stamped images. So you can see in the examples here how they've taken like this element and stamped it in a lighter color and then added the swirls in a darker color for that contrast. So that's very pretty. And again, great card ideas. They've given you the color options or color palette if you want to recreate those. So see what I mean? Lots of good ideas in this book. This is super cute. This ice cream stamp set, so different textures. So we have the thin cut that cuts out the ice cream scoop, right? And then you could just stamp the different textures over it. So they've used this kind of grid to create the ice cream cone, and then there's stripes and like a chip and then or mint chocolate chip, and of course your cherry on top. So super cute. They have it on a slimline card here, but I think that'd be great for some ice cream layouts as well. This stamp set I also came in the bundle, and again it's great for layering, so you can layer the images over the top to get these very colorful dimensional flowers. Here's a card I created just playing around with this. So I did second generation stamping, which is where you stamp it off, you ink it up, stamp it off, and then you stamp it a second time so you get a lighter look. And then I used the same ink color to stamp the centers darker and just made kind of a random pattern on the background. So I like the way that turns out. Sometimes when I get a new stamp, I just like to ink it up and play with it with really no rhyme or reason and see what I can come up with. So for those of you that like interactive elements, these are really fun. You can see they've used the Celebrating You papers that we looked at from the beginning of the catalog, and then these dies here. So this creates an interactive like pull tab. So they're actually called pull tab thin cuts, and you can see you pull it out, and then this one here they have you pulling the candles out of the cake. So that's a really fun look. And then this one you actually pull up and the present opens up for a little message inside. So those are really fun. You could use these without the interactive elements as well. That just makes a really fun birthday cake. And you can make a tiered birthday cake, or you can use this independently or even this independently. So lots of different ideas you can do there. They have these interactive cards as well. So this card front, it has stitching detail around the sides and around the center square here. So you can see what they've done. These sentiments are designed to fit inside, and you would stamp "I love you" on the outside, and then you'd pull that up and it would reveal a secret message. So it says, "To the moon and back, I love you, to the moon and back." And here we have "hello," and then you open it up and it says "sweet friend." And they've stamped this little, design around the outside of the square, and I think that looks really pretty. So interactive cards are always fun, aren't they? More interactive cards. These you can create the sliders, and there's different cutouts to use. So like a wave, an arc, straight line, and then zigzag. And then all of these that would be fun to coordinate along with that. So you can see here like the stork swoops across, and then the bicycle moves. Here's another bicycle, and then the paper airplane. So just more fun cards. Here we have a collection of sentiments that are great for the inside of the card, or even the outside of the card, just depending, but those are really nice. And then we have thin cuts. You guys know how much I love my thin cuts, so I really get excited about these. So these are in the current catalog as well, and they're staying around. So these are the tabs and tags, which are super useful. And then they have these tabs thin cut set, and they all come on their own magnetic storage sheet. You can also order 6x6 envelopes to store them in. But what's new is this one here. They're called all-purpose tags. So you can see there's different shapes: the heart, the diamond, the little banner tails, the circle, and a regular tag with a little scalloped bottom. And they have even little accents that you can finish off the tops of the tags with. So those are fun. I'll definitely be getting those because those are just classic universal tags that you can use on just about any project. So for this set here, it creates this cute gift box, and then this one creates the backpack, and then these cut out notches to hold a gift card. So those are all really fun. Butterfly layers thin cuts. So you get all these layers that you can cut out of pattern paper or cardstock to get these fun custom looks. But this one, sprigs and leaves thin cut set, you guys, I'm really excited about that one. Look how big this set is. So much versatility here and different looks. There's tropical leaves you can use for all the seasons, and you can see how they layer. So they've cut the branches out of the darker color, and then the leaves, and then just adhered them together for that dimension and texture and just really realistic look, being able to get the different colors like that. I love it. So I can even see that being like a wonky little tree. Maybe put a little bird on there at winter time or something. It'll be fun to create with that one. These are nice, very usable sentiments. So you can see they mix and match them here. So we have love you, for you, best friends. So just combining different things there. And then these slimline thin cut, this has like faux stitching wood grain look here, and then this makes a A2 size card front. And I love to use these types of products on scrapbook layouts as well. They're very easy to incorporate and you can get some fun looks. So there's a card using this one, and this card's really cute. Let me hold that up so you can see that faux stitching wood grain. Can you see that detail? I love it. Really like that. I'm probably gonna recreate that card for sure. Alrighty, let's see what's on the next page here. More stamps. These are fun because you can customize the look. So you can see they've stamped her and she's holding the strings that go up into a shaker card. So really fun there. And speaking of shakers, on the other side, there's all these thin cuts that you can create shaker windows. So this one's been around. This is the larger shaker, but now they have a small one. And how cute is that they have customized their circles here and then made the shaker element. I think that's really pretty. And also the balloon, they've made a shaker out of that. So you cut a window in your card, or you can just use it to create balloons. Lots of different ideas. This one is a scalloped circle there, and you can see how they've used that there. And there is the foam and acetate to create those circle shakers as well. So it makes it super easy to incorporate that. This one is a large rectangle that they also made a shaker out of, and there's foam and acetate for that size as well. So they're meant to go together to make it easy for you. More thin cuts. We have graduating sizes of circles. These are the stitched fancy brackets. I use these all the time. And then a stamp for slimline background. No, that's an embossing folder. Sorry. Embossing folder for a slimline, which you can also use on your scrapbook layouts just to add texture to your patterned paper. And then this one's fun here. It also embosses this pattern onto the card there. We're almost to the end, but check out these new alphabet fonts. Alphabet fonts are super useful. They're a great staple in the craft room, as well as alpha thin cut dies. You guys have seen me use these slimline alphabet dies and numbers and letters quite a bit to make titles on my layouts, but it's fun to mix and match, so do a little stamping with your thin cuts and get some fun looks. Glitter paper. So I can't wait to show you guys the new color of the year. So I'm going to bring that in with the glitter paper because it's just so pretty. Look at all that gorgeous sparkle. So this is melon. This is the new color of the year, and it might be a little bit hard to tell. I'll bring in the cardstock so you can see what color it is, but I love it. I love a little sparkle and shine, and I'm super excited. These are all new colors from this new core catalog. Let's take a look at these in the ink pads here. So there's melon, again, the color of the year. We have Seabrook, Periwinkle, Mist, Pine, and Honey Butter. Honestly, they're all gorgeous, but which one's your favorite? If I had to pick a favorite, I don't know. I haven't created with them enough to know, but yeah, they're just really, really pretty. So let me grab the cardstock as well. Here's a look at all the new colors in cardstock form. So if you're not familiar with Close to My Heart, they have the true side, which is a darker shade, and the opposite is lighter. So let me just kind of fold this over so you can see. So it's two tones in one, which is really, really nice. And they also have that white core, so you can sand it and distress it and do all sorts of fun things. That card I showed you earlier, that's how I did this look here. I embossed those lines so they were raised and then ran a sander over it and exposed that white core to get this look. So lots of different things that you can do with distressing and whatnot. I say this a lot, but I really appreciate the color coordination of Close to My Heart products. It really does make it easy because everything just coordinates beautifully. It takes the guesswork out of it, and I don't have to have a million reds in my craft room to make sure I have just the right red to match whatever paper. It's all made to blend together. Now these don't look like much in the catalog, but they are super cool. They're called like irresistibles. So there's alphabet and then different patterns, and they have like a UV coating on part of it. So when you blend over it with ink, it reveals that pattern. So these are fun. They used to have a product like this a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad to see they have brought it back. So here we're getting into our supplies. There's card bases, and you can buy card base and envelope value packs, or slimline cards, regular cards, watercolor cardstock. There's craft paper to make cards, lots of different things there. Then there's some calendar options. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I don't want this to be too crazy long. And then we get into embellishments and tools. So lots of different little bits and bobs that you can add to shakers or just use on your layouts. and then lots of bling. So here's that color of the year again in melon. So these are neat because you get all sorts of different shapes. There's 3 different shapes here. So this is again that melon color of the year. Can you see there's large dots down to, there's 3 different size dots, and then hearts graduating from large to small, and stars, and then they just kind of repeat. So you have lots of different little doodads to work with, and then they have all the different color palettes. So melon is all the melon color, but then if you get into like the blues, you can see they vary in shade. So we have the blue and then kind of a greenish blue into the glacier color. And then same with the red. This looks like desert rose, candy apple, and maybe papaya. You can really see it here. So lots of different options. There's the green, and then you've got your like periwinkle, lavender shades, and then your grays and whites. So there's also black and blues, all the different colors there. Since it's the color of the year, they also have pearls in melon, and then these little flowers, and then you have your gold and your silver gems. Now these are shimmer trims. So shimmer trim is awesome because it's adhesive backed. So it's like a ribbon, but it is glitter paper, and you just adhere that. You peel off the protective layer and adhere that to your project and add some instant bling. Lots of acrylic embellishments in this catalog. So fun little flower shapes. We've got some rainbow shapes going on, brackets and buttons, arrows, little stars and hearts, and then alpha letters. Watercolor pencils, watercolor paints, and then of course you have all your embossing tools here in the back. And then we get into our Spectrum Noir markers, and now they have these metallic paint markers. Those are going to be fun to create with. I'm a huge fan of the tri-blends. You guys, you do not have to be a professional color artist to use these successfully. So you can see how they just allow you to add, it's the 3 shades in one, so you can get the depth with the shading without having to overthink it or have a gazillion markers. So those are awesome. Lots of journaling pens. These Le Pen in every color you can imagine, perfect for journaling or adding doodles to your scrapbook layouts or cards. I'm a planner too, so I like to use these pens in my planners quite a bit. And then there's white pens, the white jelly roll pens, which are great for adding highlights and little fun looks. Shimmer brushes, you guys have seen me use those to create splatter or paint flowers, different things you can do there. If you don't have any shimmer brushes, start with the clear. It is just perfect to add a little sparkle to your projects, and you won't be disappointed. It's fun. So here we get into our mixed media. We have liquid pearls, there's Stickles glitter gel, Stickles gel up here in different colors. We've got some fun sprays, and then Distress Oxide ink pads. So Distress Oxides are awesome. They're unlike any other ink and super fun to create with. This is a change I'm very excited about. So we've had the flat blender foams, right, that you just Velcro and attach to the handle, but now they've gone to the domed refills. So when you buy the handles, they still come with flat, which is great. I use these a lot, but the dome allows you to not have any harsh lines. It just allows you to get on your color on there a little bit softer. So that is a change that is good. And then they also have these craft brushes. So these are awesome for blending, adding color through stencils, which I'm going to show you some great stencils here, but these are really fun or nice to have, and you get a soft look with the blending brushes. So they're all black handled, so you could label these. I don't have one for every color. I have one for every color family. So I'll just clean them off in between, and it's not a big deal to me. So texture paste, palette knife. This is going to be fun. You're going to see a lot of fun things coming up with this stamping foam, and you like heat it up and you can make impressions in there and use that to stamp fun projects. Lots of stencils. You guys are going to see me using these travel stencils pretty soon. I've got some plans for those. And then this gorgeous floral background, you can see they've used that there. An alphabet stencil. This one is kind of like sunshine and water themed. And then this one, there's 4 different size arches, and you layer those together to make rainbows. So that's going to be fun. More stencils for cards, or you can use these on a scrapbook layout as well. And then slimline stencils. They've given you some examples of how they've used those with some artwork ideas. And then we get into our stamping tools. So this is where you're going to find your blocks, your ink pads, stamp Shammy, and look, there's even a case now. I've got that, or I'm going to be ordering that as soon as it's available. And then you guys see me use my all-purpose mat and my VersaMat all the time. Microtip scissors, these are where you're going to find all those tools. You see me talk about the pickup tool. That's this one right here, and it's a wax pencil, and you can just pick up your little tiny pieces. And this is neat. There's a T-square ruler that actually has like the little grid lines and little holes down the side for you can make like stitching marks. So that's really, really cool. All just kind of necessary tools for the hobby, right? There are paper trimmers, replacement blades, all that good stuff. I know it's not very exciting to look at, but I want to let you know what's new. So this is new. You see me use my Post-it removable tape quite a bit, and I do love this, but I wanted to try their tape because it's just a really pretty color, right? This is a low tack tape that you can use for masking and, you know, holding stencils down, other things like that, and it's not going to damage your paper when you peel that up. From here we get into storage and organization. This is the Workspace Wonder. I definitely have a lot of these components that I use. The stamp pad holders are great. It's all great, but those are perfectly sized for our ink pads, and you can stack them. So you can stack them up. You can stack them to fit your space. So very, very convenient. And then of course we have our stamp organizers, little jars here. These jars are really nice to hold like the little, you know, things that you would put inside shaker cards or use to add a little bling to your scrapbook layouts. So those are really nice. This I'm excited about. This is a photo organizer box. So inside this large box are a bunch of smaller boxes that are perfect for storing 4x6 photos. If you don't have a bunch of photos to store, I think this is going to be great for ephemera storage as well. So I'm anxious to try this out. And then we have different envelopes and stamp holders, all sorts of different things. They also have digital art that you can add to different projects. Here they're showing they've used it on the front of a layout, but different things they've used this one here on a layout. There's some backgrounds. This camera's cool. Check out this camera. You layer all those bits and pieces and you can make this custom camera look. So I really like that one. We're almost to the end, guys. Albums. I like the post-bound albums. I use 12 by 12 post-bound albums. That's kind of my go-to. I do have a D-ring for projects in transition. And then this is going to be all your different styles of page protectors. And then we're going to get into your flip-flaps. You've seen me use the Pocket Plus protectors. Flip-flaps are a must-have in my scrapbook room. Those are awesome. And then we just kind of have an overview of melon, the color of the year. Aren't those flowers fun? I love the artwork and how they've done that. But you can see they have it all. The glitter paper, there is the sequins, the re-inker, shimmer brush, ink pad, all the little, you know, accessories that go along with the color of the year. Is that it? We're at the end, almost. There's all of the paper. So this is where you're going to find all the colors of the paper. And did you know you can customize your cardstock packs? You can get 24 sheets or you can get 12 sheets, and you literally pick the colors you want. So I love that you can do that. If you don't get the coordinating cardstock to go with the kits, that is a great way to, you know, you can get what you need, right? If you use a lot of one color, like I use a lot of the green tones, so I can get more of those and maybe just a couple of like the wisteria, because I don't tend to use that color for my photos as often. This page is just explaining about the custom cardstock packs and how you can do that. And then on the back is our Operation Smile stamp set. It's called Change the World, and the proceeds from this particular stamp set go to support their nonprofit organization Operation Smile, which is helping children born with cleft palate all over the world. So this is not only beautiful, but it goes to a beautiful cause. So don't forget to add this catalog in your carts when you are checking out so you can get one in your hands, and let me know what you're most excited about. There's so much that we went over in this catalog, and I'm so excited that it is around for an entire year. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.